Towards the start of this channel, I reviewed Bust-A-Move 2 Arcade Edition. It was a fun puzzler that I would think that pretty much every game on the planet has either played or has played a clone of at some point in their lives. Back in the year 1998, Bust-A-Move 3DX was released here in Europe and it was released in North America as Bust-A-Move 99. As the follow-up to Bust-A-Move 2 Arcade Edition, it may surprise you to know that I actually picked this up on launch day. You see, if you've played any of these series before, you'll know that there's generally not a whole lot of variation between the puzzle formats, so why drop a full recommended retail price on a game which is likely to offer very few surprises? Well, for me, that was partly it. I have an addictive personality, and so after having loved and played to death Bust-A-Move 2, I was looking forward to more of the same and I wasn't disappointed. The game is as simple and as straightforward as it's ever been. You take control of a character, and in this game you have a choice between a nice range, and you shoot balls from the bottom of the screen upwards with an aim to stick them to others of a matching colour to pop them. Once you have 3 or more, then they are cleared and then you move on to your next shot. Instead of working solely against the time limit, you also have the fact that the balls are slowly being lowered from the top of the screen, so you're not only working against making perfect shots, but an ever-impending doom too. I say this quite a lot when I'm talking about retro puzzle games, but the truth is the simpler that they are, the more addictive they become. Take Flappybird, a game so simple even the creator was embarrassed by it, yet millions of people around the world were addicted to it like crack. Bust-A-Move is so simple anyone can play it, anyone can master it, but with over 1,000 classic puzzles in this game, it will take you a while before you come bored of it. There are 6 game modes in the game, which include the classic arcade mode, which is an arcade conversion of Bust-A-Move 99, a multiplayer mode, a challenge mode where you have 5 different levels per stage and you get graded at the end of them. There is also a contest mode where you aim to build up the largest possible win streak, a collection mode where there are over 1,000 fan created puzzles, and adding an insane amount of longevity to the game is the edit mode, where you too can create your own puzzles to play. Even with these new features, it would have been hard to spend even the low asking price on launch of $40 for gamers who own the original. As good as a puzzle game may be, it really shines like many N64 games in multiplayer mode. Due to the game being so simplistic, you could really ask any of your family members to join in and they would still have a lot of fun. The PlayStation version of the game was only 2 players, so if you're looking to pick this game up on any console, then the N64 version really is the way to go. I think it's a shame though that graphically they didn't really add all that much to the game over its prequel. When games like Wetrix and Tetrasphere were showing how some modern puzzle games could look, Bust-A-Move stuck to the sprite work which had always worked for the series. With such basic graphics, there's never a single frame of slowdown even in 4-player mode, but I think they could have added a little polish to the overall look of the game. Because even the backgrounds seem a little too low res for what could have been achieved, and with the cart size being so small, I'm sure they could have been bumped up to a higher resolution. However, I assume this was to keep the game on a small cart and hit that $40 RRP, so they knew that they'd sell the game at that price. The same too could be said for the sound. It's the same style of chirpy tunes with catchy beats and Japanese noises from the characters, but there's quite often a lack of clarity in any of them. It's hard to fault the game for sticking to what it knew would work, but everything we had seen and heard in the prequel hasn't been expanded on in any form whatsoever. Bust-A-Move 3DX or 99 is a hard game to recommend, and an even harder game not to recommend. It's such a solid, well put together puzzle game that I can't think of many people who wouldn't at least get a few hours of fun out of this game. But with such little having changed from Bust-A-Move 2, it's hard to justify adding this to your collection if you own that version. The 2 games are so very similar that if you don't own either, then pick this game up. But unless you're a die-hard puzzle game fan, then you'd have seen it all before in Bust-A-Move 2, so there's very little innovation with this title. So for today's discussion, let's do something a little bit unusual. Let's talk about why you think games like this exist, which essentially do very little to expand or improve on their original. Do you think it's because it's a cheap cash-in, or do you think developers are scared to try something new in case it alienates their installed fanbase? Let me know your ideas and thoughts in the comments down below, and thanks for watching, and until next time.